You're watching News 12 Westchester, serving Westchester and the Hudson Valley. Now, the evening edition.
He's not the type of person that we need in politics in Westchester or even in the Republican Party.
A fellow Republican now denouncing congressional candidate Jim Russell for his allegedly racist writings. Good evening, everyone. I'm Janine Rose.
And I'm Brian Coneybear. First, it was the Westchester Republican Party itself. Now, one of the candidates who was out with Jim Russell on the campaign trail this week is also condemning him over his past writings. News 12's John Goff joins us from the newsroom with the latest on this still unfolding story. John.
Well, Brian, today Tom Bach, a Greenburgh Republican running for the state assembly, denounced Jim Russell and his past writings. The issue, an essay Russell wrote for an online magazine some civil rights group call a hate organization. Russell says he's not a racist and he's not backing down.
The 2001 research paper that was entitled "The Western Contribution to World History" has absolutely no relevance to my congressional campaign.
Before talking with us in a studio in Pleasantville, which he rented and set up for our interview, Jim Russell read a prepared statement blasting Congresswoman Nita Lowey and the media for what he sees as a smear campaign.
This is political correctness taken to the highest level. You know, people who don't want freedom of speech on issues that could be somewhat borderline controversial just enforce political correctness, inhibit people from expressing themselves, from speculating on causes and effects of what's going on. You know,
in his 2001 paper on Western civilization and culture, Russell criticizes the media for leading children to believe what he termed vile filth from the ghetto is their culture, and he's critical of school integration, interracial marriage, and Jewish people. Because of those comments, Westchester's Republican Party has withdrawn its support of his candidacy, and they may go to court to try to force Russell off the ballot in the race against longtime Democratic Congresswoman Nita Lowey. And Tom Bach, a Republican state assembly candidate from Greenburgh who appeared with Russell for a news conference on jobs Wednesday, is also now denouncing him. Bach says, like Republican Party officials, he was unaware of Russell's comments until the research paper came to light.
This is not the type of person that we need in politics in Westchester or even in the Republican Party.
But Russell is unrepentant, only saying Bach is entitled to his opinion and that GOP officials are simply succumbing to political correctness.
and it's obviously a smokescreen by Nita Lowey to hide away now. If she has an extra week of not commenting on her dismal performance on the economy or on health care, and we can just focus on something that's really trivial.
Tom Bach's opponent in the state assembly race, Democrat Tom Abenanti, told me by phone today that he applauds Bach's decision to join those who are condemning Russell's views. As for the Republicans, they want to get Russell off the ballot, but they concede they may not be able to do so legally.
All right, John, thank you for the update. Now, those racism allegations against Jim Russell have gone national this week. While Russell tries to defend himself here at home, CNN, MSNBC, and Fox News have all picked up the story, as have many political websites on the national scene. During the taping of our Newsmakers program here on News 12 today, both of our local political commentators, one a Democrat and one a Republican, both blasted Russell's writings.
It's 16 pages of garbage. It's 16 pages of hemming and hawing about how the Jews were compromising Western civilization. And this is what he said, which should offend every American, whatever they are.
If he really wants to represent a district that's going to include African Americans, it's going to include Jews, the very people that he has criticized and denigrated in these essays, it absolutely makes no sense that he could ever represent them.
You can watch the entire Newsmakers program this weekend here on News 12 starting at 7:30 a.m. both Saturday and Sunday mornings. If you'd like to see the complete schedule, it's posted at news12.com.